Intelligence reports show a German headquarters has been established somewhere in the area. US forces do the same, as the area is considered critical for supply lines moving forward. Both sides intend to maintain their key positions until artillery can arrive, while sending troops forward to snuff out the enemy. It's coming up next as MGM presents Bolt Action.
Hello everyone, welcome back to MGM and another Bolt Action battle report. Today we feature the new US Rangers as they take the table with some airborne support in the mission Demolition. Both sides will have 757 points as we continue to bulk out both armies. I can now play with over 1,000 points of US, and I've ordered some Fallschirmjäger to help back up the Germans. They will take the field in our next game as we patiently await Bolt Action version 3. In this one, the US forces have a veteran second lieutenant with an attendant, 2 squads of Rangers take the field, 9 with rifles, 1 with a BAR, and an NCO with a submachine gun. They are backed up by an airborne squad, and all infantry squads have anti-tank grenades. US forces also have a sniper team and a bazooka team, all of which are veterans. The Germans bring a veteran second lieutenant with an attendant. They have 2 regular here Grenadier infantry squads with machine gun, a veteran unit with assault rifles, and an LMG back them up. They have a regular Panzer IV roaming the battlefield as well. Now, I do have some comments occasionally on playing smaller games, and that's something I'm trying to fix by buying more products, also bringing tanks and things like that to these battles. I always like to preface that I am not a bolt action expert and I have never played competitively. I play these games with my son and we enjoy making videos purely for entertainment purposes. For today's scenario, we're playing Demolition, and both sides will place an HQ at least 20 inches from the center line. Units have been deployed by pulling order dice and must be 12 inches from the center line. The objective for both sides is to destroy the enemy base. We're scheduled for 6 turns with the potential to go to 7. I really hope you enjoy the game, and feel free to leave any thoughts or rules corrections in the comments below. I will pin those so others can learn from our mistakes. You can help us by leaving a like, and turn 1 is coming up next. And as we gear up for turn 1, Germans pulled a few order dice in a row, so they had to deploy, allowing the Americans to counter-deploy. They have put some veteran Grenadiers with the assault rifles on their left flank. That appears to be their unit that will push the objective. The Rangers lead the way. They will get to take a run order before the game starts. They have deployed primarily on the left flank, US forces electing to keep their paratroopers in the building on the right flank. We're hoping for a good game today. My son will be taking on the US while I will be manning the Germans. He'll do his Rangers lead the way moves. The first are going to make a run into the bottom floor of this building. He does move the second lieutenant as well, which should not be allowed. The second lieutenant is painted as a Ranger, but he does not carry the special rule. The other squad makes a run into these low fields here. We are not treating this as difficult ground. The first die out of the bag belongs to the Germans, and regular here Grenadiers are activated. Gonna quickly get out of line of sight from the Rangers that just took position in the building. The Germans pull another order die and issue that to the other Grenadier squad. These are regular. They are going to execute a run maneuver as they start to move towards the German left flank. The Germans pull their third order die in a row, sending their second lieutenant into ambush. The US pulls an order die, sending their paratroopers into ambush as they are occupying close to the objective. The Germans pull the next die. They send their Panzer IV forward just slightly to get a shot off on the building. The tank fires an HE round, hitting on 4s due to movement. US forces in the building elect to go down as the shot hits. The HE weapon does D6 damage, halved rounding up because they went down, resulting in 2. They need 3s to cause casualties, getting 1 and causing only a single pin. US forces pull the next die, and with their bazooka team on the other side of the board, they take a run action. Americans pull another die and send their sniper into ambush. With another order die pulled, the U.S. forces send Rangers into ambush as well. The U.S. second lieutenant also goes into ambush, and the Germans finally pull another order die, sending their Grenadiers with the assault rifles up the left flank using a run order. An ambush will be popped from the paratroopers as they open fire. Now we do count the window as well as the door as an opening. Since they deployed in this building, they also cut a hole on the side, allowing for 6 rifles to shoot. Long range and cover requires 5s, they do get 1 hit. While there is no wound needing 5s, they will take a pen. And that action brings our initial turn to a close, Germans moving up the left flank, making their intentions known. U.S. forces trying to figure out how to best deal with a Panzer IV sitting close to the objective. Dice return to the bag, we've got turn 2 coming up next. And in turn 2, U.S. forces pull the first order die, sending their sniper into ambush. Germans pull the next order die, sending their Heer Grenadier forward with an advance. They're going to look to get some shots on the Rangers in the nearby crop field. The Rangers elect to go down, making them harder to hit. The SMG fires first 2 shots, needing 7s, and both are going to miss. 7 rifles also fire, needing a 6, followed by a 6, as it is a nigh impossible shot. They all miss as well. The LMG rips with 5 shots, also needing 7s, gets a potential, but it does not convert. Meanwhile, Germans do pull the next order die, sending another regular Grenadier squad down the left center of the board. U.S. forces get an opportunity to move their bazooka with a run order. They pull another order die, and the second lieutenant rifleman takes a shot but misses. With another order die, the American paratroopers are ordered to fire into the oncoming Grenadiers. There are 7 total shots from the openings, hitting on 4s due to soft cover. 6 hits results in 1 casualty, but it is not exceptional. The German unit escapes with 1 casualty and takes a pen marker. The Germans pull the next order die and elect to send the assault squad forward on their left flank with a run. Germans pull another order die, sending their second lieutenant into ambush. American Ranger veterans activate next. They successfully roll off their pen, passing Tiger Fear, and make a run action. Germans, recognizing they should have planned for this earlier, they pull the next order die, activating their Panzer IV, electing to back up and pivot. At the end of turn 2, the U.S. forces feel a little behind as the Germans have sent 2 of their infantry squads down the left flank, and they are successfully putting pressure on the U.S. paratroopers. Rangers continue to operate along the German right flank. We are gearing up for turn 3. Turn 3 opens up. The Americans pull the first order die, ordering those paratroopers out of the building with an advance order. This is so they can take advantage of more shots, as the openings are restricting how many men can fire. The tactic sends the assault squad down. 10 shots ring out from the rifles and the BAR. They get 6 hits, hitting on 5s. The SMG shots miss, and damage will be done on a 5+, as they are veteran. The result is only 1 casualty and a pen marker. With the Germans up yet again, they will send their Panzer IV into ambush as he loads an HE round. Germans pull another order die from the bag, issuing an order to the regular Grenadiers. They play in advance, as they are now moving back to protect their HQ. This forces the Rangers to hit the dirt as they go down. The SMG fires and misses. 5 rifles at short range have a chance to hit here as they roll 2 6s, and they do convert with 1. There are 2 rifles firing at long range. One has the potential to cause a hit, needs to roll another 6 here, and it does not convert. The LMG fires as well, has the potential to convert 2, ends up getting 1, kind of hard to see with the glare of the camera. They will need 5s to cause casualties. Looks like the Rangers escape with just a pin. U.S. forces now pull an order die. They send their bazooka team forward, still trying to run across the board. The Germans activate next with their 2nd lieutenant, and he moves into a firing position on the Rangers. The rifle and the SMG fire at the same time, and there is no hits. The 2nd lieutenant for the American plays in advance. He scoots around the corner of the building, and the rifleman fires, landing a hit on the German 2nd lieutenant. Range and small team modifier needed a 5. He got it. He then lands a 5 for a casualty, and just the actual 2nd lieutenant will be remaining. And losing his attendant, that is going to force a morale check. That is passed, and the 2nd lieutenant for the Germans will take a pin. Action continues on the Germans with an order test being taken to roll off their pin. That is easily passed. They move forward with an advance, bringing guns to bear against the American airborne. Rifles fire on the move, short range needing 6s. They do get 1. An SMG and a rifle fire at long range, but both will miss. The LMG fires on the move, short range, and lands 2 more hits. Looking for 5s to cause casualties here. They do get 1, and adding a pin marker. We flip back to the Americans for the next activation. Rangers in the center of the board play in advance, and they move into a firing position on 2 potential German infantry targets. They elect to fire downrange at the Germans attempting to protect their own objective. Rifles fire into heavy cover but long range, so needing 6s. They do get 2. The BAR fires short range. The shots miss, but no casualties are rolled. That unit takes a pin marker. With the next order die, we go back to the U.S. forces, and the sniper team is going to activate play in advance. They shuffle over to the right, protecting the objective. They're going to look to fire into the Grenadiers. They are just firing as 2 regular riflemen, so needing 5s in this attempt. They actually roll boxcars. They rolled the wrong die, but the result is going to stand. They do end up inflicting 1 casualty and dialing that pin marker up to 2. And once again, we have reached the end of the turn. German infantry really starting to apply pressure on the American HQ, but also taking some pins. There are 2 units that are very close to the objective. The Americans also have one of their Ranger units in range of the German objective. The Germans know they're close. As turn 4 opens up, they pull the first order die and issue a run, but they have to take an order test. They have 2 pins on them currently. The test is just successful on an 8, and the paratroopers open fire. The rifles in the BAR open up, hitting on 4s as they do have a pin marker, and a pretty abysmal roll here, only 3 hits. The SMG fires at short range, but needs 5s due to that pin marker. The paratroopers only cause 1 casualty as the Germans charge into contact. As the damage was not exceptional, they removed the machine gunner, and all of these fighters are tough fighters. The Grenadiers land at 2 hits initially, rolling 2 more for tough fighters. They get 3 in total. The casualty is not exceptional. The paratroopers swing back, landing 2 hits from the regulars. The NCO with his submachine gun is a tough fighter. He ends up missing. With no exceptional damage, the Germans have won the combat. They consolidate forward, but only 1 inch. Germans pull the next order die, sending the Panzer IV into ambush, not wanting to push it forward and have to deal with a tank hunter platoon. The Germans pull another order die, sending their 2nd unit forward to back up the assault infantry. U.S. forces will pull the next die and have the next activation. An order test will need to be taken. It is successful. They issue a run order, and as they run to the objective, the Panzer IV will open fire. They are just outside of point-blank range. An HE shot rips from the Panzer IV but misses. The hull-mounted machine gun then opens fire, just needing 3s. It only gets 3 hits and does not cause any casualties. The Rangers are able to finish their run order. Meanwhile, U.S. forces have pulled another order die, and they run their second group of Rangers up to fire on the Grenadiers. The rifles in the BAR need 5s, they get several hits. The SMG needs 6s at long range and heavy cover. While he will miss, only 4s are required for casualties against the regular infantry, and there will be 2. With one exceptional, the LMG is removed. The Americans pull the next order die, sending their second lieutenant forward with an advance to fire on the same unit. The rifleman's shot is going to miss. As that unit activates, they do successfully pass an order test. They move up with an advance and fire onto the Rangers. The second rank fires first at long range, needs 5s, and they get 1 hit. The next group fires along with the SMG, and they will get 3 more hits. They roll up 2 6s, which could be huge if they get another 6 to be able to remove the NCO touching the objective. They miss it, and the Rangers just take 2 casualties. The Americans pull order die. The bazooka team issues a run, continuing to work towards the Panzer IV. The sniper team issues a fire order with their rifles, sinking 2 hits, but they are unable to cause any wounds. We go back to the Germans. The second lieutenant will successfully pass an order test to remove his pen. He will order an advance forward, fire his SMG, and hits twice. Germans again roll double 6s, and it could be exceptional, but it is not. The NCO and his Rangers continue to prime the bomb, narrowly ducking enemy fire. The turn concludes, and the American forces are going to steal a victory from the Germans today. This game came down to the wire. If any exceptional damage was scored there, the rules stated that you had to be in base contact with the objective. They could have taken the NCO off. Here, the Germans, ever so close, they were 1 turn away. Rangers on the other side doing their job, getting the explosives ready. They run off as the German HQ explodes, igniting the Panzer IV into an explosion alongside. German forces begin to fall back as the Americans begin to fight their way out. And that wraps up this presentation of Bolt Action. Really hope you enjoyed this battle report. It was a lot of fun to make. Really enjoyed to see the Rangers on the table. They get a massive advantage with that initial run move at the beginning of the game. In a scenario like this, where firepower isn't everything and a lot of movement and getting into certain positioning on the board, it was really helpful. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Supporters Club, your names are on the screen now. Really appreciate your support. It's by no means necessary. If you watched the video this far, in my opinion, you've done more than enough to support this channel, so thank you so much. We will see you in the next one. Take care.